So we have the Folsons on with us, and we're going to discuss a very interesting topic. I mean, three things they wish they had known before getting married. I'm sure if you have a discussion with most people, I mean, one or two things they think was worth knowing before marriage. And then so for those of us who are not yet married, this is a very good one for us. And for those of us who are married, I mean, yeah, we could also pick one or two things out of it. I mean, for our marriage, for our lives, and for advising the future generations. And so we will be having the Folsons on pretty soon. And let me give you a brief history about the Folsons. So Kweku has been my friend for some time, and they ran a YouTube channel called the Folsons Tube. And I think it is worth going there to subscribe to that channel. And especially if you are interested in immigrating to Canada, because they have a lot of content there about getting to Canada. I mean, if you want to join them in Canada, and they are Canadian citizens, and so it's good to join on there and yeah, get golden nuggets to get you to Canada. Welcome Akimbola, thanks for joining in. Welcome Stella, and then Prissy, yeah, good to have you. So we will be joined by the Folsons pretty soon, and like I said, that is a very interesting topic. Three things they wish they had known before getting married. I mean, and for our viewers, I mean, you can chime in. What do you think you wish you had known before getting married? Tell us what you think. Today, if you were to advise someone who is yet to get married, what would you tell the person you wish you had known? Yeah, so your views are welcome. Let us know what you think. Okay, awesome. Yep. So we having the Folsons on, and like I said, I'm really excited about this. And just for the sake of being sure about what we have, oh yeah, we have them on. Hello, Mr. Mrs. Folson.
Hi.
How's it going?
Doing very well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm really excited for this session, especially given that Kweku Folson has been my friend for a long while, and we have some hidden expressions I wouldn't want to bring in here. And so I would really want to understand and really figure out how his married life is going, because he's married to a wonderful doctor, and I would give them an opportunity to introduce themselves. Yeah, so over to you, Mr. and Mrs. Folson.
All right, thank you very much, Bandel, and thank you for inviting us to your Dear Van platform. I mean, it's been great. You started this like quite a while ago when, I mean, I didn't even, I mean, Facebook, that kind of content out on Facebook wasn't really mainstream. So I think you are one of the pioneers. So yeah, kudos for that, and thank you for the opportunity once again. So I am Kweku Folson. I live in Canada with my dear wife, who is sitting here by my side. I've been in Canada for the past 5 years, and I came to Canada as a skilled worker. So I came to Canada on an immigration program known as the Federal Skilled Worker Program. So I came directly from Ghana on the on the basis of this program, and I've been living and working in Canada for the past 5 years, and got married about almost 4 years ago, and we have two.
Are we 4 years?
It's your wife is surprised it's 4 years already.
Because we are not.
Will be 4 years. I said almost 4 years. I didn't say 4 years.
Oh yeah, almost 4 years and 4 years. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, almost 4 years. So we have two beautiful twin daughters. So that's a little bit about us.
Yeah. And my name is Asantwa. Yeah. Well, you talked about you and then a bit about us. Hi, everyone. My name is Asantwa. I come from Ghana. I came to Canada in 2015. Yeah. To do a PhD to do a PhD. So I finished my PhD. I went to the US to work for a while, do postdoc stuff, come back to Canada. So yeah, I'm working in academia, and yeah, I'm married to Kweku. We have twin girls, and yeah, we are 3 years and a few months. August is when we will be 4 years. Yes.
She wants to go specific. Okay.
Yeah, August is when we'll be 4 years. So
okay.
To the best of my knowledge, we are 3 years. So yeah, it's nice to be here.
So permit Kweku to just generalize it and not be so specific. I mean, for us, the men, I think we're more interested in remembering your birthdays, our wife's birthdays, so they won't be angry with us. So I mean, maybe the anniversary, you can forgive us for that.
Yeah, but Kweku, in this marriage, it's like this. Kweku is the one who knows everybody's date of birth. Like marriage, Kweku can never forget an anniversary.
Wow.
Then it's not Kweku. He is even better than me. He knows the date, everything. Kweku is that kind of person. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Big ups to me.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, who is the woman in this relationship? Who is the man? Because he tends to be very detail oriented, and he cares about a lot of things that women will care about. Some of the things I don't even care, but he cares about them. So in this marriage, it's different.
It's an interesting dynamic.
It's an interesting dynamic. Like, for example, when we are even traveling, he would, like, he's into details. Where's everybody's passport? Where are we going to? Like, all the... Wow. So I just wake up and I follow him.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, thank you so much for the introduction. And as I mentioned, they have a very interesting YouTube channel, which is the Folsons Tube. And so go on there, subscribe to the channel, especially if you want to find yourself in Canada like they are. I mean, if you have dreams of being a Canadian citizen, that is the go-to channel for you. Okay.
More things.
And more things. We talk about education, educational opportunities in Canada,
right.
And we do lifestyle, we do marriage, all these things.
Everything. Yeah.
So a cocktail of things. You can't go wrong with that channel. Right. And so let's delve straight into the topic. I just can't wait. I mean, I'm all ears. I'm ready to listen, ready to take notes. Mr. and Mrs. Folson, Mr. and Dr. Mrs. Things you wish you had known before marriage.
Okay.
Number one, let's go.
Okay. So I was telling my wife that I looked at the topic and I said, let me flip it a little bit.
Okay.
So rather than saying 3 things I wish or we wish you knew before we got married, we said that 3 things we are happy we knew before we got married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I mean, it's still along the same line. Basically, because I believe that we have some people going into marriage and then they'll be like, wow, I wish I knew that this and this and that. And it becomes like a point of, should I say, lamentation or sometimes even regret.
Yeah.
And I think that we want to avoid that. We don't want people to get into marriage and start lamenting and say that, oh, I wish I knew this, I wish I knew that.
Exactly.
And why does that happen? Because the first point about one of the things that we were happy we knew before marriage is that, you know, marriage requires preparation.
Planning,
right?
Yeah.
Marriage requires preparation and planning. I mean, I see so many things happening in marriages these days, and I ask myself, but I mean, did you not consider this before marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you not? What kind of discussions did you have, or what kind of conversations did you have around this issue before marriage,
mm-hmm.
right? Because I mean, I feel these days and also because of social media, marriage has become more about the fanfare rather than the journey, you know.
Yeah.
We go on Facebook, we go on Instagram, we see all these glamorous weddings, you know, all these ceremonies, beautiful, like beautiful, and you know, some of us look at it and are like, oh God, please, that is some people's goal, to have a wedding that will trend on social media and have a wedding that will be the talk of town, and you know, all that is good. But then that is only one day. You have the actual marriage beyond that, which is going to last you for, I mean, if all things go well, you'll be married, depending on when to get married, you can be married for 30, 40, 50, 60, maybe even 70 years. Right? So in order not to say, I wish I knew, it is important to prepare, right? And to prepare for different aspects of marriage, right? I mean, nowadays, when people are going to get married, we talk about marriage counseling. Now, I feel it's become more of like a formality, right? It's like, it's just something to take so that we can get married, but it is not really something that is thought about and pondered. Right? And I even think that, look, don't wait. And this is something that we did. Don't wait to go and sit in front of your counselors
and
to start your marriage counseling. Right? I mean, we started having our discussions more or less way before we got married. Right? I got this marriage counseling handbook. I made a copy for it, and then we'll go through it. We'll ask ourselves questions. We'll discuss.
Before we even got into counseling.
Before we even went to inform, you know, the parties that need to be informed that, oh, we are thinking about getting married. Because I like one thing that one of my pastors said. He said that the purpose of marriage counseling is to help the couple to decide if they really want to get married.
Interesting one.
Right? So that it should be possible that you can go for marriage counseling, after marriage counseling, say that, in fact, I don't think that we would be good together, or I don't think we want to continue with this, because looking at the things that have been exposed to the marriage counseling, we are not on the same page, and the marriage cannot work.
Even when they've invested so much money and so much. Okay.
And that is the point. That now marriage counseling is like people decide to get married and then they go for marriage counseling.
So it's the other way around.
They put the cart before the horse. But ideally, you should be able to go for marriage counseling, and then after that decide that yes, we want to get married. So let us continue with the necessary plans that we need to make. You know, so that is one of the ways. And I've heard of cases where people have gone for marriage counseling. The counselors themselves have seen that there are certain issues or certain red flags that have been raised. There are certain things that need to be dealt with. But then because they have committed to get married, and it's like they might have made all the arrangements, paid their vendors, it's like it's too late to back out. And then they proceed, and then they end up saying, oh, I wish I knew. I wish I knew. So
on that planning bit, I think I have a question on there. Do you think there are things that people can experience that no one could ever have planned for? So yes, you have things that usually you would want to look out for and plan for, but do you think that there are things in marriage that there is no way you could have anticipated them, and so there's no way on earth you would have planned for them?
Well, I mean,
I was going to say, like, examples. Is it like what kind of things? Is it on the attitude level? Is it finance?
I think it's all of them.
So all that could be part. So you get so surprised when they happen, and it wasn't something you ever thought about.
I personally, I think and I believe we are on a believers platform here, and so I'm going back to the foundation, the basis, and having a relationship with God, and the ability that God has to reveal things to you. And again, this comes into planning and preparation, because when you're planning and preparing, part of it is prayerfully planning and preparing, and really praying about the person you are going to marry, and really asking God if they are the one. Like, I can tell you, Before I said yes to Kweku, it took like over a year. And every time I would say I am praying.
Okay.
I'm telling you, they stretch me, Charlie.
Yeah. It took over a year because I come from a family where I did not see godly marriage. And so already it put some fear in me about marriage. I thought everybody's marriage is the same.
Yeah.
And I thought, this demonic thinking that you see all over social media, that all men are the same. It is a lie from the pit of hell. And I want to emphasize this, that it is a lie from the pit of hell. All men are not the same. And all marriages are not the same. And you see, if you really wait on God, I don't think you get into a marriage and you'll be so surprised because of something that has come up that never crossed your mind. Me, I really believe in God, and I think God reveals. And I know that God, people even see red flags. They just, they are not sensitive to the Holy Spirit enough. And so they don't see it, or they are sensitive, but they've refused. Like the Bible said, it's like they've hardened their heart. Because of what? I must marry. So it's like, I must marry. So the marriage has become, and I'm not saying it's not an achievement, but I don't support that school of thought that emphasize strongly some achievements. Like if you don't get it, then it's like you are better than somebody who doesn't have it. Well, it's a form of achievement. That's why we say congratulations. We only say congratulations if you achieved something, right? Something good. But it's not something that you say it makes you better off than somebody who is not married, especially if you are not you're talking to singles and it's like a do or die. They must marry or they must not marry. So honestly, my experience, I really prayed. And one of the things God even showed me before Kweku, I started even engaging with him as a friend. And that's even one thing. You have to pray. When people come into your lives, even as a friend, you have to go and ask God, like, what are they in my life for? Like, what is the purpose of this person in my life? People don't ask these questions. And then, like, there's this story in the Bible. Somebody came to visit somebody, immediately took them to the bedroom to see everything they had. And then they went to form an attack on the person. So you don't just see someone and then, without asking God, who is this person? What are they in my life for? You bring them to your home and you are showing them your bedroom, your kitchen, so you need to ask God. So I think if you really ask God and you are in sync with God, the Holy Spirit will let you know. Of course, Kweku is not 100%. I'm not 100%. But the Holy Spirit will let you know things that are especially, some things are everybody and what they... There's this phrase they use. It's like I can't remember, but if it's that important to you, like somebody can say me, I don't want to marry a guy who ABC.
Oh, deal breaker.
It's like a deal breaker. Good, thank you very much. Deal breaker. God will show you, because I believe that a marriage is an institution that God created. And so it is a good institution. And the intention of God is not for us to go in and see huge surprises that will give you heart attack. I don't believe in that school of thought. So that's what I want to say. Me personally, I don't think it's something, maybe like in this marriage, many things that you can ignore. Maybe those are some of the things you may see, or because you've not lived
someone
the
pressing
same...
the toothpaste from the bottom instead of the top.
Things like that. Things that doesn't break hearts. Things that does not cause you to be depressed. Those things that you can just... But to me, I don't think if you are really in sync with God, you go and see big surprises. I don't know what...
I think the big surprises come when, as again, you have not laid a good foundation and you haven't, interrogated the issues that need to be interrogated adequately before you get in. That one, there will be many surprises, many things that you see that you'll be like, wow, I never experienced it, right?
Okay. And so let's go on to number 2. But before we go there, if you are watching and you have any question for the Folsons, or there is something, a concern, you can always share it in the chat and then we'll let them know. So what's the number 2 thing?
Well, I think the second thing is that we are happy we knew that marriage is not all about I love you, you make me feel good. No, it's not.
Tell me more. It's not about I love you.
It's not all about that.
Okay.
Because one of the things that we learned, and this was also because of our preparation, we learned that, look, I love you is not enough. And I mean, there are a lot of resources out there, and this also even ties into preparation. Like marriage is like a school, but then the irony is that you get the certificate before you enroll in the school.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And I mean, you go to school to do what? To learn, right? And when your learning has been testified or it has been validated, that is when you get the certificate. So we have to learn, right? I believe that, look, I believe that, look, before you get into marriage, you must learn and prepare yourself, because nobody's going to teach you. You know, you are not going to be able to internalize the truths that you need unless you imbibe them by your own personal effort and with God helping you, right? So I mean, there are many resources there. There's interestingly a book or an audio book called "What Things I Wish I Knew Before We Got Married," right? Very interesting resource that anybody who is planning to get married, you should listen to it, read it, and I mean, they talked about love being in 2 stages, right? So I think that the title of the chapter was that "I love you is not enough," or "Love is not enough." I wish I knew that love is not enough. And they talked about love being in 2 stages. And I realized that, wow, this thing is very true. Yeah. Right? I realized it after getting married, but this is something that I learned before getting married. That I love you is not enough. And they said that love is in 2 stages. Stage 1 love is where you have all the, oh, I love you, butterflies in your stomach. You know, like certain sensations are running through your body when you see the other person, and you are missing them. You want to talk to them. It's like they make you feel good, right? Everything is fun. It's only laughter, and you know, everything is nice. Everything is sweet, right?
You wear the same cloth.
You wear the same, you know, the same clothes. You have matching clothes, and like it's perfect. It's beautiful, you know. It looks good on social media. Like the pictures, everything looks perfect, and you think to yourself that, hey, like, can this fairy tale ever end? And the truth is that it will end.
Like you've won some lottery,
you know, like it will end. That is. I mean, people who have been married for 30 years, they don't necessarily feel the same way about each other like at the beginning of their relationship. And that's something that you should know. Because if you are basing your marriage on that I love you, that initial butterfly feeling, when it goes away, you say that, oh, I don't love this person anymore. I don't feel the same way about them that I used to feel about them. We are not compatible. And then that leads people, you know, to seek for options like divorce, right? Because they don't feel the same way that they used to feel about each other. But the truth is that that feeling is not meant to last forever. Because honestly speaking, if that feeling lasts forever, like it clouds your thoughts. You cannot make sound judgments. You cannot even achieve much in life because you are just going to be all over each other. But you have to think about, hey, how do I build a home? How do I provide for my family? But instead of that, you'll be thinking lovey-dovey, you'll be doing I love you, you are the best thing that happened to me, you are the center of my world. You'll be doing that all day, every day, because that's how it feels.
You won't even go to work.
You won't
go to work,
You don't go to work. You know, because
no bills to pay, just be saying that
I love you. It's
exactly.
Like you are in paradise. But that stage doesn't continue forever. You get to the stage 2 where it becomes more or less like a decision, where love becomes not a feeling, but love becomes a decision that you take every day to love your spouse. And then that is the stage of love where the Bible defines it very, very much for that. You know, love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, love does not boast, it's not envious,
it's not easily angered.
That is the second stage of love. That is the love that will carry you for 50, 60, 70 years in your marriage.
And not the butterflies.
No,
the butterfly doesn't keep long.
It doesn't keep long. It's like, you see, it's like fire. When it starts, it's blazing. You know, it's blazing, but after a while, it settles down and it becomes like, you know, embers, and then it is slowly burning. It is slowly burning, and you say that, oh, the flames are not there anymore, so it is useless. It is still providing heat, right?
It's still there.
It is those embers that can even provide heat for a long period of time. The flames, they just come and go, right? So that is one of the things that we are very happy that we knew and that we like to communicate to people out there that think about marriage. That look,
It's not enough.
there's a term they say odofofro. Odofofro is sweet. It's beautiful. It can last maybe first 1-2 years of marriage, but you need to get to that point where you realize that even though I might not feel lovey-dovey about this person, I still love them.
Mm.
Even though I might not feel that way about my life, I still love her because I'm willing to be patient, I'm willing to be kind, I'm willing to be selfless with her.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one of the things that we are happy that we know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So, would I be wrong to take a decision about who to marry when I look at all the bodily features that trigger all the butterflies? And
I was going to respond to this, but I think Kweku has an interesting story to share about that.
Okay.
The body features.
Oh.
Like if you marry somebody based on their body, or that's what he's asking.
I mean, would you be wrong? Let me say that I won't say that you would be wrong, but you'll be putting yourself in a difficult position because the truth is that those features will not remain the same forever.
Oh, really?
You are married because of hips, because of waist, because of bust, because of bum. Look, we are changing and evolving as human beings. So what you see now, in 5 years' time, it will be drastically different, no matter how hard you try to maintain it.
Yeah, because
so you're saying there are days I would see the hips and it wouldn't
even be there. The hips, the Coca-Cola
will go away.
the Coca-Cola would have turned into malt, water Guinness.
Now no shape.
No shape. It's just shapes like that. Because we change. I mean, men change even more so for the women, right? After childbirth and things like that. Like our bodies are constantly changing. So just making a decision based on those things is fleeting. That means that after a while, when the features change, what are you going to do? Are you going to say that the hips that I saw is not there anymore? So am I not interested anymore?
So that's what brings a lot of issues in the marriage, because now they are seeing you to be not what they envisioned.
Yeah, and then you go look for other hips.
Exactly.
Yes, who have it. Yeah. Who may have it. Theirs will also be temporary. But at least at that time, they have it. So they
then
go.
You end up getting into a vicious cycle.
Exactly.
Always going after that which is temporary. And I mean, what she was referring to, I always tell her that, when I met her first and I was thinking about, proposing to her and stuff, she wasn't physically attractive to me because, I mean, I wanted to see something and I was not seeing it, right? I wanted to see certain proportions and certain dimensions, but I wasn't seeing it. But then it got the time I realized that.
Engineer, so the proportions and dimensions.
I wanted to see certain dimensions and certain, But then after a while, I thank God for giving me the wisdom to realize that, these things are not the important things that will carry me or carry us for a lifetime in the marriage, right? It is not hips and lips and bust and bum that is not what will sustain the marriage.
Statistics.
Vital statistics. They are
Why are they called vital anyway? That's just.
There are weightier issues that will sustain the marriage, and those are the things that I should be looking out for. And she had those things. Yeah. Right? She had those things. So I was like, guy, just forget about all this.
And I always laugh about it that Kweku says Kweku is saying I was ugly. That
did I say that?
I don't have. I'm too slim.
Kweku, did you say that?
Like I'm too slim and things like that.
No.
Right? So, but now, even Kweku, now he sees the benefit of the slim.
Yeah.
If you see me right now, you think I'm 16 years old after giving birth to twins. Now he sees the benefits, and all those hip people, they want to lose weight. Is that not true? Now people want to lose weight.
Yeah.
So anyway, love is not enough, right? There are more weightier matters like attitude. I'm not sure where the attitude will come in, but to me, that's such a big deal.
Awesome.
Attitude. How people. What is this person's attitude?
Character.
What's their character? How do they behave towards other people? You can even be looking at how they behave towards people in their own circles. Let's say that how are they relating with their parents? What do they do in the house? So, like, for example, me, when I knew Kweku, I was watching those things, and he would call and say, oh, I'm with my mom in the market. So to me, I'm like, oh, wow, this guy is with the mom in Medina market.
Marketable material.
I'm telling you, so in my head, I made a mental note. I'm like, it means that when I send him to Medina Market on Saturday, he will
You go, yeah.
because he goes with the mom. You call again, he said, well, he's with the mom in the mall. The mom needed him to help decide on something. He's there. One time he came to my area to come and fill gas for the mom. So all those things, and how he was relating to people, you know, supporting people. So it's not just about you, but how you relate to other people as well. Like I was trying to figure, does he look down on people or not? Because me, those things are really, really important to me. And those I'm sure people watching, they don't know me, they don't know my story, but I come from a really like a humble background, and I've been at a spot where people did not think God can raise me to this level. And my life is an example. It's like it's a surprise to people like all the time, especially people who knew me before this present day, right? So I don't look down upon people, and I don't like to engage with people who look down upon people. So that is something that I was looking at. So how do they talk to people? How's their relationship with God like? Do they take God seriously? You know that in Ghana, especially in Ghana, everybody's a Christian. Everybody goes to church. Most people, I went to University of Ghana, I was praying on the Sabbath field almost every day.
Unfortunately,
on the Sabbath field. And people in my circles who also like spiritual women and stuff like that, they would mostly look at guys who can pray on the field and in tongues and so on and so forth. But I was looking more at character, more attitude, more than you praying in tongues from Monday to Friday. Because why? Because I thought I can also pray, okay? So you can't come and use your prayer alone to, no. When we come to the house, we won't be always praying. And I mean, and I want to also touch on this, like people who marry people because, well, and I am into music too. So people, hey, he can really sing, go hit the notes, play the piano. You see, you won't be doing all of this in your house, like on a regular basis. So we want to say that love is not enough, but rather focus on some of these important things that will be staring in your face when you're married.
Awesome. I mean, I can't wait for the third one. So before I go to the third one, I would I mean, ask all those watching. I mean, share this out. I mean, like, comment. Let's get everyone across. Let's get talking. I mean, this is here to help out marriages and relationships and make us look at the real things. I mean, as we're talking about. So what's the third thing you so happy you knew before you got married?
So the third thing is that we are happy we knew that men and women are different, are very different.
Oh, are they?
Right? Oh, yes. Very, very different.
Tell us more.
Very, 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 very different. Oh. The way a man thinks is not the way a woman thinks, right?
Oh, really?
Yes. I mean, and this is even scientifically proven that when you look at the brain structure of men versus the brain structure of women, it's different, right?
Women think more than men do, right?
Yes. So it's like
that's why we take all the bad decisions, right?
You know, it's like it is said that there are more interconnections between the two spheres of the brain.
Yeah.
So when a woman is processing information, it's like so many things come into play. Right? That is one of the examples. But as a man, we are like one plug. We think about things in one way, and that's how we see the world. So if you do not know this, right, you will have a lot of problems, especially in your marriage, because, you know, men, we are able to compartmentalize issues and things. Women don't, right? So I think that even in the beginning, there were times where we would have certain disagreements, and I'm like, I'm talking about this specific thing. Can you focus about this specific thing? But it's like she's relating it to something else.
Like
and I'm like
networking engineer, right?
Instead of thinking about a local area network, they're thinking about a wide area network.
Right.
At times it would get frustrating, but then, you know, I always used to remind myself that, look, the way we think is different. You know, the way we process information is different. So learning about the differences is so key. And I mean, there were 2 books that we read, and I mean, I recommend to my friends that helps you to understand these things. I have them here. This one is called For Men Only. And then this one is called For Women Only.
They are really good.
Really good books, right?
Yeah.
So what the authors recommend is that men read the For Men Only, read the book about yourself first. women read the book about yourself and then exchange it.
Yeah, right.
And I mean, the insights in this book are so eye-opening. I was like, wow, this is a lot of good information, right? You know, talks about how women are looking for security, right? And the things that are important to them. Guys, we might not be, you know, women being emotional beings, but we are more, you know, like rational beings. You know, women consider emotions. They put a lot of emotions and attach a lot of emotions to the way they do things. And if you don't know these things, it will create a lot of problems for you, because you're like, oh, my wife is too emotional. The listening, then she's, you know, going off on a tangent about this and about that. But that is how they have been designed, and that is how they have been created. And that is what makes them unique, and that is what makes us unique. So understanding the differences, you know, we are so happy that we knew and understood the differences between men and women. And if you can understand before you enter into marriage, oh my goodness,
it will solve a lot
of issues, before they even occur.
Tell me this. So marriages don't do well because the man and woman think the same way? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, it might not be. There's a difference between like agreeing on issues, and fundamentally, you know, I mean, because we have to take decisions. We have to agree
a lot.
A lot of decisions that we have to take, and we have to come to a compromise and agree. But the way we think about even that same issue will be different. But then we can come to a common consensus and say that, oh, we agree that this and this and this needs to be done, but maybe we differ in the way we think it should be done. And that is where the unique difference will come in. I think that, oh, let's go straight. She will say that, no, let's look at it from this approach. Let's consider this. So let's use a different approach. But then we are arriving at the same objective in the end, right? And that is something that is very helpful once you know it. You know,
right.
So am I right to think that when a woman is processing something in one way, the man is processing something in the other way, conflicts usually arise when
Thank you very much.
There can be a compromise as to how to proceed? Because if everyone wants to stick to their way of thinking and processing it, then it would always be worlds apart. Is that it?
That's perfectly right.
Yeah.
You know?
So I think that's right, but I think the point we're trying to make is, if you understand that I am thinking differently, you are thinking different, processing everything differently, then you appreciate why I may not agree initially, or why I may think we should use so and so route rather than use that route, so that it's not like, oh, every day you are not agreeing, or every day, you know, that kind of thing, that kind of comments that can put people off, you know, every day. But because you appreciate that your way of thinking as a man and as a woman is not the same, you would appreciate whatever, you know, breaks that come before you finally reach a consensus. But unity is something that is definitely important in marriage. You need to be united. You need to come to like a consensus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think, let me point this out again. Go to YouTube, check the Folsons Tube, and subscribe to it, follow them. I mean, I'm sure you're hearing so much wisdom. And so if you want to be in constant touch with this wisdom, go on there, subscribe to the channel.
We have a Facebook page too, the Folsons TV. So that one is...
So on Facebook too, the Folsons TV.
Yeah, we have Dear Van, we have the Folsons TV.
Right. Right. That's good. Okay, so I'm sure this wouldn't be the last time we'll be engaging you. We'll definitely have you guys on again. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for, being here, sharing all these nuggets with us. The next time we come around, I would want us to go into things that people don't like talking about when it comes to marriage.
Okay.
So,
nice.
Like you mentioned, we have people having glorious marriage ceremonies,
glorious visions,
nice things. You see people wearing the same clothes, holding hands together, kissing in public, public affection, blah blah blah. But what are the stuff that are the difficult things? To talk about the little foxes that spoil the vine.
Yeah.
So we would definitely want to have you on.
Nice.
Again,
we'll come back definitely
pretty shortly. and so we'll get to you to get that arranged.
Sure.
So on behalf of all of us, we would really want to thank you. For making time for us. Your last words before you drop.
Go ahead.
Wait, what are your last words?
Well, I mean, I just want to say that, the Bible says that for lack of knowledge, my people perish.
Yeah.
And the same Bible says that what knowledge shall be the stability of our times. Like we live in a world where information is the new gold, right? And what you don't know could be what is killing you, right?
Right.
So let us commit ourselves to seek out information. The Bible says what buy the truth and sell it not. Invest. Invest. Me, I'm a reader, I'm a books person, so that's why I was recommending books. I mean, I have other books here like that. We should be, 5 love languages, intended for pleasure. Like me, I like books because books have really.
Hey, so small marriage that we are married, we have to be reading like
yes.
that.
You see, that's what I say. Marriage is for 50 years or 60 years. So if you don't prepare, you run out of gas. And it's necessary to constantly be refreshing,
investing in it.
Wow. Otherwise, it would grow still. But we want to keep our marriages alive and fresh. So,
dear Van, ask the people who have been married for 30 to 40. They are definitely doing something.
Yeah.
Definitely do. When you see a successful person, go and ask them what their secret is. It's not like they are sleeping and they are successful. So the same way, you have to invest in the marriage. So it's not like, oh, I'm ready, I finished marrying, so now work on that. You are sleeping.
Really?
No, you shouldn't sleep. You have to work on it.
I think in another session we can talk about ways in which you can invest in your marriage, right?
Right.
And things that you should be doing, things that you can do to make sure that the marriage is fresh. So, have
you finished your last words?
Yes.
So me.
You're on.